This is Abby.
And joy.
And for our episode 15, Dai, let us talk about realistic habits and routines.
Yes, that's true, guys. So ay paglangay-langay, how do we define habits or routine?
Um, in a simpler term, no, habits or routines they are set of actions that you do every day to fulfill a task baron, some goal,
Mm,
or
mm,
to achieve something like if you want to do it in a day baron or anything that you really wanted to do, that is I called routine or habits that you do on a daily basis or in a weekly
mm,
basis or in a monthly one. Ikaw,
mm.
Dai?
Yeah, it's the same thing, guys. It's like an action that you do it often or repeatedly.
Oh, so
Mm,
Dai, since we're overseas and we're away from home, like it's not our comfort zone, what is your
mm.
typical day be like?
So my typical day, because I'm not really like a morning person. But if I'm working, because I'm usually working like 4 days in a week, ano siya, my typical day would be like just getting ready for work. But I don't normally eat breakfast. So what I normally do as soon as I wake up, I normally play some music, like for example Christian song or play random stuff in YouTube, then get ready or while getting ready for work. And then after work die, now I make it to a point like after work I go out for a walk. That is my form of exercise with a friend or my daily exercise. So it's either after my dinner or before my dinner. Then after that, I'll just prepare myself for bed. I do sometimes watch movie on my iPad or YouTube, and then but I normally go to bed 11 o'clock or 12 midnight because I've been in touch with my family lately back home, like video chatting with them for like 30 minutes. Then after that, I will just browse my Bible app, read a verse, and then just I'm not saying like regularly or religiously. I do pray sometimes, so it's just my way of feeding my soul as well, isn't it, for your mental health and spiritual health as well. Ikaw, Dai,
Oh, hearing
how about
from
you?
that, yeah, thank you for that, Dai. Hearing your routine, no, actually, more likely same raman ta, Dai, kay as here, you cannot really delay any task or kung ano kay mo pile up magud siya. Like
Mm,
for me, my typical day is like it consists of waking up. I normally wake up at around 7 if I have a work. Huh?
mm,
Then after waking up, I do meditate first before going to have a bath and then prep up to work, and then after go
mm,
home, and then after that one, I enjoyed making dinner, like homemade dinner. Yeah. Let's
mm.
just say I'm the cook, akong husband ang tagahugas. Ana jud na, no? Oh, then at night time, that's when I enjoyed my me time. Although I am married now, we make sure that we also have a me time within ourselves. He has his own
Mm,
thing, I have my own thing.
mm,
So normally after shower, I also browse or like scroll sometimes in the
mm.
mga videos SB19. Char.
Ah.
Lagi
Shout
ay
out naman dyan.
shout out naman dyan. Baka naman may free ticket. Ikaw yung influensya ba? But actually, sometimes it varies. Like, I incorporate exercises in some days before
Mm,
dinner. Like, I really like dancing, so I do Zumba. Or sometimes, if I get a bit lazy, I just do skipping
Mm.
rope or some yoga sun salutations, what they call that
Mm.
one. And then after, if I'm like, sometimes if I'm getting lazier, wala lang, ganahan na lang mo relax, mo
Mm.
higda, ingon ana gani. But it actually differs depending on my mood, how tired I am on that day, and how motivated I am. Because not all
Mm.
days are good. Not all days you're motivated to do everything. So actually, that's for me a realistic routine that I do every day.
Mm, mm.
Mm.
Like that's true that like for instance when I'm off as well, I don't know if you are the same. Like if I'm not working, sometimes I just don't want to do anything. I just wanna, lay in bed for a while until like lunchtime because I just wanna just sometimes you just want to relax and don't want to think about anything. And there are times where you have to do your errands, like laundry, for example, which is my favorite chores.
Hindi ka
And
iiwanan
then,
ng laundry mo.
true. And then I sometimes cook and then go out to buy some groceries or even attending appointments, isn't it? Like, for example, I check ups because that's why when I'm off, I usually plan my day. Like, for example, if I have appointment coming or any appointment that is due, then I normally book it on the days that I'm off. Because we normally, like, in our job day, we normally work like 4 days in a week, isn't it?
Correct.
So that's why my my weekend is my day where I just wanna chill and just do random stuff. Basically, sometimes you don't wanna do anything, isn't it?
Mm. Truly,
But now
day.
that I'm but now that I'm adult, I make it to a point na I do some exercise. It's a conscious effort, which I've been doing lately, like walking, for example.
Mm. Yeah, it's
So, Dai,
sige dahil.
carry on.
Sakto na to, it's actually a good habit that you are doing right now because it's a normal wear and tear, no, as we grow older, ika nga.
Oh.
So, wow. So,
Kumusta naman ang mga kasukasuan natin dyan?
kumusta naman ang ato ang mga bil-bil, no?
We're not like in our teens and 20s, we're like everything we eat, we digest it right away. Like when we grow
Digest.
older, our metabolism is not as fast as it used to be. So,
Yeah.
kinahanglan amping-ampingan, no? Kaya ang mga kabilbiran dyan, o mga
Gali.
kasukasuan dyan,
Kumusta naman?
kumusta naman? That is so true. And I think, as you've mentioned, isn't it? Exercise as well is really good for your mental health as well. Not just your physical, but your mental health as well. It relaxes your mind. Now, Dai, how about what are your routines or habits, Dai, that you find or bad?
Um, una sa ta sa murag not so good, no? Kay, lahi mo dyan,
Mm,
para mo dyan ang mga chismis.
mm,
Ika nga nila bad publicity is still publicity. Charing.
tara.
Kuan, Erin, when I'm tired at work, I actually procrastinate. Kana ganing hilig
Mm,
magunya-unya. Mm. Actually, dili man gina nato malikayan kay human as we are, we all have times like that. Like example, doing the laundry, mamilo makaron or nakay something to do. Sometimes you plan it at the morning and then end up not doing it.
that's so
Inuna na
true.
gani. Yes, I'm guilty of that one for sometimes because there are just instances because we are working 10 hours. After working 10 hours, um, it depends on how busy we are. Sometimes we do have a busy day, sometimes we do have a lax day. But because our physical, bugbog na ganita physically, so ikaw
Mm,
sa balay, kapoy bitaw siya.
mm,
Inana,
mm,
that's why we
mm.
procrastinate. Although I know it's an excuse not to, but so ang taman, di mo na to malikayan nga na days ngayon ana. So di ako guilty. Like sometimes I
Mm.
procrastinate and sometimes mo plano-plano din dili din mahitabo. Ana
That's
gani.
so true.
And then habit ng routine sad na or habit na need sa di ko ano ka ng example manglaag malate jud ko ana. Malate jud ko ana. Kabaw jud ko ana. Malate jud ko basta laag pero sa duty di jud ko
Admit
malate.
biday.
Admit oy. Shout out Sheila. Shout out na pod. Kuan malate jud ko which is actually dili kita na dapat no. Pero kung sa duty oy dili gid ko malate. On time jud ko kay mo respeto gid ko og duty kay ginabayaran man ta. Ginabayaran wala. Ana. Which actually dapat ba jud na usbon kay dapat imo gid i-value ang time sa lain nga tao ba sa mga tao. Pero okay ra na sila kay kasabot ra na sila. Kasabot ra na sila. Tan-aw na ko good side siguro is habits na nakaingon ko good side is being tidy. I like to be organized as much as possible. Although sometimes I have a planner that often I accomplish it, but some are not. But at least I do have a guide on my own. Like I do planning. I write it down because I know that if I don't write it down, I will forget it. That's my way of making my weakness a strength. So inana nagaplan jud ko and then what else? Kanang example, mga simple ways lang like before dili kay ko naga-floss sa ako ang ipon karon kay na value na nako siya nga nindot jud di ay mag-floss inana ba murag kanang mga ingonana nga mga habits nga na-change nako because it's not good but nakaya naman di ay lagi og change little by little. Like, I'm not good with birthdays. Literally, good. Digi ko my birthdays. So, what I did to remember the birthdays is akong ilista. Akong ilista sa akong calendar para dili ko makalimot sa akong mga birthday na dapat ako ma-remember. So, ingon ana ako ang gi-adjust sa akong bad habits para ma-turn ako into good habits. Ikaw, Day?
Amiga Judan kay we have the same thing in terms of like, bad habits. Like I sometimes, procrastinate like planning my day. Like for example, if I'm off, I normally plan it ahead. Like, oh, what do I need to do, etc., etc. But end up not doing anything because you're delaying the things that you need to do. So you end up doing nothing and you end up wasting your day. And because I procrastinate, because of my hibernation, I like my bed too much. And sometimes it's hard to get up or get out of the bed. Because I think when I'm at work, I give my 100%. Like my energy is like. Then when I'm not working, then my body just tend to shut down and just wanted to rest. That's why I find it really hard and struggling, I think, at the moment. But now, because I make sure that I made a conscious effort in like doing routine, example like introducing exercise in my like daily activities, which really helped me a lot actually in terms of like, when we walk, we go out in a park and we see nature, so it relaxes and it distresses me as well. So I can like just shut down from work. And then what else? I think good. It's similar to yours, like planning. I tend to plan ahead of time, like if there's things that I need to achieve, whether it could be a short term or long term goal. I need to make a plan or at least then if I've done it, I will just stick it. And then what else? I think not. What else do I think I'm good with laundry and washing dishes. I think because I like soaking my hands in water. Like I really enjoy. I think before when I was younger, I used to complain like, oh, why am I the always was like the only person that, assigned to wash the dishes. But now that I'm an adult, that's my favorite thing to do. Washing dishes, doing laundry. I'm just glad that I live in here where people doesn't care if your clothes are ironed or not. Unlike sa Pilipinas, dapat good iron kay daghan kay maghimantay. Day, wala lagi kay plan day. Diri cabs. That's why laundry
Silver.
is fine with me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why
Correct.
laundry is fine with me. And washing dishes, I can wash dishes all day. I'm fine with it.
Hilig siya kag basa-basa
Mm.
dahil.
Hilig yung basa day. Basa
Hilig
ko
siya
magod
kag
ko day.
hilig siya kag mga lubricants. Sorry. So dahil,
Yeah.
ay, Ginoo ko, Lord.
And sometimes like
Mm.
I have it like because I'm single, I enjoy dining in a restaurant or sometimes like pampering myself, going out to watch a movie in a cinema. So yeah. So what do you
Necessary
think,
gyud
Dai?
na. Uy, nice na. Nindot, uy. Necessary gyud na siya. Even though kanang single ba ka, married ba ka, but necessary
Mm.
gyud na siya nga ipamper ni mo mong self. Yeah? So,
Mm.
Dai,
That's true, Dai.
tanani mo daw, how do you form realistic habits and sometimes not all you read ma-apply ni mo sa imong life.
It's ano siya Dai, parang individualistic because not like for example, not your routines or your habit applies to me. Like I'm not a morning person. I don't get up like or wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. My day starts at lunchtime. So that for me that's realistic and it helps me in terms of my daily like activities. So just do something or do some task or any activities that is applicable to you. You don't have to like pressure yourself that you need to follow certain individual because it works for them because it might work for them but it might not work for you. So yeah, how about you, Dai?
Exactly. I think very haratag mga sentiment, right? Like, do not pressure
Mm,
yourself. Like, even though you will read a lot of books about building good habits, but if it's not applicable to you, it will never be. Like, if you really like reading books like that, like self-help books, what you need to do is
mm.
just pick up some pointers lang siguro. Some
Oh,
pointers that,
that's
oh,
true.
yeah, you will, oh, I'll apply this one because I think I can do this one. But it doesn't mean
Mm,
the example, as you said earlier, individualized. Kung giidolo nimo si Bill Gates, kung giidolo nimo like si Elon Musk, dili pasabot nga ilahang habit ma-apply sa imuha. Like, they have their own habits, that's why they become successful. But you yourself will make you do your habits that you think will make you a successful person because nobody
mm,
knows you better than yourself. So
mm,
ana, bisag
mm.
usaon pa na nagbasa diha, and then if you read something, you need to apply it, not just read it, simply reading it because anything that is knowledge and if you didn't apply it, wala lagi apoy kwenta, no? So
Yeah, that
ana,
is so true, then. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, there's a lot of books about self-help, like how to form a habits or something like that, but it doesn't work for you. And if you don't apply it, like as you mentioned, have like important points, like key points where you think it's applicable to your life, and then you create your own habits or your realistic habits to be more effective and efficient in your life and be more productive. Like even though like I'm not a morning person, for example, I'm still productive in my own little way. And so are you as well, isn't it? And you need to, in creating realistic routine or habits, that you need to make a conscious effort. You need to have like the drive that you wanted to change something or you want to add something in your life that you think that is effective and it will be helpful for you in the long run. So you need to have that drive because what's the point of reading all these books but you don't have the drive to make your own habits to help yourself, isn't it? For example, like self-help books. So you need to have like conscious effort. Like for example, now you said you make you make sure that you do some exercise. You incorporate exercise in your daily life or in your daily routine or activities.
Yeah, because naman kay motivation mo na kay desire nga
Mm,
mas deeper
mm,
imong desire na to reach that one, di ba? Mo
mm,
na
mm,
like trust in your own blossoming and strength ba? Like sometimes
mm,
we do have self-doubt in ourselves. Sometimes we do self-pity. Sometimes like why this routine of mine is not working and why the other one is working. It's not about comparing yourself, but it's all about knowing yourself better,
mm,
accepting your flaws, accepting that you cannot do everything, and then by accepting that one, you will be easily gaining routines or habits that are more real to you. Like for me, kabalo ko nga dili ko maayo mo kanta no, pero ganahan ko I love singing, ana ba? So dili siya ko
mm,
ma-Regine de las Cas. So dili ta
mm,
mag-assume ana no. Pero I love singing, ana ba? Inana nga mga goals ba? Be realistic on your goals as well by knowing yourself better and knowing what you can and what you cannot do.
mm. That's true. And then, ano po dahil, like for example, when you want to incorporate something in your routine, for example, walking, for example, I don't, I don't normally walk every day as a form of exercise. Like I go out for a walk for like half an hour or something like that, or one over an hour. But I need to make a conscious effort. I need to like push myself, like, oh, I need to go for a walk. I need to do this. It's for my own well-being that I can benefit. And then when you do it every day or every other day, you get used to it, and it becomes like a pattern. It becomes like it doesn't. It's like having making one step. You need to make an effort, but when you get used to it, it's just normal. It's just like it's just part of your daily life. Like for example, another example, I used to volunteer for a charity. I said, okay, I have a spare day. I wanted to volunteer, even like after work. At first, I said, okay, I need to make an effort. I need to push myself because I don't know anybody. And then as time goes by, everything is like it's become normal to me. Like every Monday, I go out and volunteer. So it's just like incorporating. It's just like the first instance that you need to push yourself a little bit. And as you've mentioned earlier on, that you need to like talk to yourself that I can do this. Like if others can do it, I can also do this, or I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And then one way also of forming realistic habits is like example, like when I started to do, if I wanted to do another, do a habit that I don't want, I incorporate it with a habit that I want. Example, I
Mm,
don't, dili ko ganahan kay mamilo or mamlansya ha, pero ganahan kay ko mag-binge watch o Korean novela. So what I do while mag-binge watch ko o Korean novela, mamilo ko mamlansya. So you
that's
get
true.
what I mean? I incorporate
Mm,
I can incorporate a habit that I don't really like to a habit that
mm,
I like so that mabuhat na ko ang duha. Like
that's true.
gi-effortan ako mag-skip rope pero nag-enjoy ko nga mag-skip rope nga nainindot na music kaya mga music ako ganahan. And ana ba?
That's so
So
true.
it's also a realistic habit to do it like a pattern. I think if you
Mm,
really want to start a habit or you really want to incorporate two habits in one time, I think it could be a possible way because nabuhat man ako siya.
mm, that is so true. So, Dai, what are our takeaways for this episode?
I think we've mentioned it earlier, no? Like just be true to
Mm,
yourself, know yourself better, and then do not ever compare your habits to others.
mm,
Do your own routines, and eventually it will blossom if doing it
mm,
consistently. If you think you didn't do it consistently, then go back again to your
mm,
drive on why are you making that habit, because at the end
mm,
of the day it's all about self-love and self-awareness,
mm,
of doing that realistic habits that could even make your life better and even more
mm,
wonderful. Ano
mm.
yun? Ikaw,
That
Day?
is so true, Day. That is so true. As we mentioned earlier on, it's important to develop a healthy habits, not just a routine, but a healthy habits that will be beneficial to you in the long run. Like it might start as a massive effort, as we mentioned earlier on, but once you get the hang of it, then it will just be a natural part of your life, like your daily routine, for instance. And also be organized. For me, I try to be organized as much as I can in my daily activities because in when you live in London, like time flies go by, like just like one snap of your finger, like it's nighttime already. And yeah, that's why important. That's why, for me, organizing my day is important as well, and plan ahead, especially with our working schedules. Like, for example, if we're planning to go out for a holiday or go somewhere for a holiday, you need to plan ahead, isn't it? So you don't like rush last minute. And then with me, always guilty, huh? I'm trying my best not to procrastinate. Like, say like, oh, later on, and then you end up wasting a day. So yeah, just conditioning your mind. If you want to make a change, change is constant, isn't it? And making a firm choice that you need to establish a healthy habits for your own well-being.
Wow, that was mga beautiful insights or takeaways, no? That for free lang din na siya ng mga insights. Oo,
Based
di
lang
ba?
na sa atong experience din, no?
Di ba? Makahimo na dyan
Mm.
libroan, di ba? Sorry. Who knows? Di ba?
Self-help.
Self-help books, truly maka-proud. Ang chapter 1 kay How to Do Your Lubricants joke. Gag. What? Sige, ay na to sa
Occupied kay
goals.
Kaday.
Occupied
Occupied kay Kaday.
Hindi na pala.
Alright, so what's our quote for the day, Day?
Bisaya, una, day.
Bisaya version. Ang kalidad sa atong kinabuhi, kasagaran nagdepende sa kalidad sa atong mga batasan.
In English, the quality of our lives often depend on the quality of our habits.
That's true. Tinuod good po siya.
As in, we hope you enjoyed today's podcast and learn a thing or two to become the best version of yourself.
As we always say, every day is a learning.
This is Avi.
And Joy. We are truly
Maka Pride. Till the next one.
See you soon.